Hi there everybody and welcome along to the Big Quiz Night In. It's another episode and I've got 3 more quiz rounds coming your way. As always though, I'll be sharing the link out there first to encourage people to join the live show now, and so we'll be starting in a few more minutes time. So if you are watching a repeat of this, you need to skip ahead maybe 5 minutes or so before we begin. Slightly different setup today. I've just got a different camera angle, so it might not look quite the same as before, just trying something different out. So let's see who can join us this evening for tonight's quiz. And yes, I'm going to start sharing that link out now to let people know that the quiz is happening. But do get yourself in the comments and let me know whether you're watching a repeat of this or not. It would be great to know who's watching and where. But first of all, I need to share that link out there. The first round we're going to be doing this evening will be potluck, then pop music trivia, and then we're moving on to a food and drink round at the end of the evening. And then I've got a picture round to share at the end of the night as well. So I hope you're all doing well. And yes, I'm just looking for the post here so I can share it to everybody. So let's see what's going on. My internet has been a little bit dodgy today, apparently. So apologies if there's any interruptions throughout the evening. I'm sure we'll be okay, but just in case, you have been warned for those who are here early. So yeah, there we go. Right, I've just found the link and I'm going to start sharing it. If you could do the same, let people know, that would be great. We are also, I'll explain in a moment when I've got a few more people watching, but we are going to do a bit of more of a rapid quiz this evening. We're going to run through things a bit quicker because I recently, well, a few months back now, paid to go to a virtual gig from home, basically, so we could watch one of our favourite artists play. It got rearranged due to COVID restrictions, and it's on tonight, and it had to be booked on a quiz night, didn't it? So it doesn't start, the main acts that we want to see doesn't start until a little bit later on, but it will probably mean that I have to rush through this a bit quicker than I normally do. Some of you may find that more appealing than my usual waffle on, but that's the plan this evening, is to get through the 3 quiz rounds a little bit quicker than I normally would, just so I can at least sit and enjoy that with Chrissy this evening. So let's see who we've got here this evening then. I've just shared everything out there like I normally do, and we have got, Jude's joined us, welcome, and Vernia as well, so that's Brazilians are here. Tracy says, just the 2 of us are here in honour of the food and drink round. We're going to play as Paul Hollywood and Mary Berry. Fantastic, I like it a lot. Good choice in name. Really do appreciate you guys here. Welcome back. We missed you last time round. So yeah, let's see who else is here. Do come and let me know in the comments. Let's have a chat. We're going to be starting in about 3 minutes time. I'm a little bit later starting than usual. Been quite a busy day. I have to say. Exciting day for many reasons, but quite busy. Mini Quizmaster's back here as well though. Mini Quizmaster, who I use in a lot of my promotional stuff in general. Good evening to Jenny, Team Bath. Hope you're all well. Yes, we are good. Thank you for saying hello in the comments. Luke and Jane are there too. Welcome along, guys. I feel like a couple of weeks ago, because we were Patreon last week, which was good fun, as usual. But I feel like 2 weeks ago, it was a quieter night than it normally was. So it's nice to have some of the usual crowd back watching this evening, because you definitely missed when you're not here, guys. Definitely missed. But it was good fun. Gabby's here as well. Gabby's here. No doubt looking forward to the music round. I wonder if we're going to have Roz and any of the other cell marketeers joining us this evening. If we're doing pop music trivia, maybe we've enticed them to join too. But let me know in the comments if you are joining. And so we'll do potluck first, and then we'll do pop music trivia, then food and drink. There's no Abby this evening. Another reason I need to get through this quickly tonight and not take as long as we normally would do with these quizzes. So I've asked Abby to miss out on this one, but I promise she'll be back next week. We'll make every effort to bring her along. Okay, she's sat watching the gig at the minute because the supporting acts are on right now. So yes, but I will try and get through this and make it as much fun as I can, but in a shorter time limit. So we'll see how it goes. The pitch round will still be shared later on this evening as well. Pitch round is called Horses for Courses. So you're going to have 3 categories of pictures to look at. One of them is fictional horses, one of them is well-known jockeys, and the other is only Fools and Horses pictures. So yeah, the whole round is called Horses for Courses. Quite fun, hope you like it. Let me know again as always. Let's get Quizzicolor in the house. Good evening to you, hope you're doing well. That's good. We've got a good turnout. One more minute. We'll give it one more minute, and then we'll make a start with the first round. So potluck, it will be 15 questions as always, guys. I know a lot of you will be regulars, so you'll know the score. But 15 questions, potluck, general knowledge, any subject goes as you'd expect, and then we'll do repeats, and then we'll go through the answers, and then we'll see how well you did. If you have got a team name, it's good to put those in the comments as well, so that we can have a laugh with you all and get to know you a bit better. If you're new watching and you haven't got a team name, don't worry, it's not vital. It's just nice to have a chat in the comments and to get to know people. So feel free to do that, whether you have got a pub quiz style team name or not. But do let us know how many you score. We always celebrate with those who do well and commiserate with those who perhaps don't do so well. But we're here just to have fun and to have a chat and have a laugh. And maybe if you get questions wrong, you might learn something new. Who knows? Good evening to Andy as well. Thank you for joining me. Hope you're doing well. I think we're just going to go straight into it. We're coming up to 1 minute past 8 now, so I'm just going to make a start with the potluck round, guys, okay? So, oh, Alex is here as well. Team Welsh Ginger, I like it. Thanks for joining, mate. Hope you're doing well. Excellent stuff. But yeah, let's make a start, shall we? General knowledge for your first round, potluck trivia. Question number 1 is for 3 points, okay? Remember, don't put your answers in the comments here. Keep your answers to yourself until the end of the quiz round, and then we'll go through them and see how well you did, because you mark your own scores. Which human names could be used to describe a male, female, and young kangaroo? All right? Which human names could be used to describe male, female, and young kangaroos? That is question 1 for 3 points for starters there. 3 points available there for question 1. A male, female, and young kangaroo. Plenty of multiple point questions as always through these rounds. Question number 2, which American state produces the most oil per annum? Which American state produces the most oil per annum? Just a 1 pointer there for question number 2. Which American state produces the most oil per annum? Right. Now then, question number 3. Which 2 words combine to create the word prissy? P-R-I-S-S-Y. Which 2 words combine to create the word prissy? P-R-I-S-S-Y. For 2 points, which 2 words combine to make prissy? Your next question is for 3 points. The famous explorers named Marco Polo, Edmund Hillary, and Ferdinand Magellan were born in which countries? The famous explorers named Marco Polo, Edmund Hillary, and Ferdinand Magellan were born in which countries? Okay, question 5 is for 2 points. So for question 5, if the Prime Minister lives at 10 Downing Street, who lives at 11 and 12? If the Prime Minister lives at 10 Downing Street, who lives at 11 and 12? And we're just after the roles they have, not the actual people at the moment. But yeah, if the Prime Minister lives at number 10, who lives at 11 and 12? That is question 5 for you. If I do go through these a bit quicker than normal, as always, I can repeat questions at the end. So just let me know towards the end of the round which ones you want me to repeat. Okay, question number 6. According to the well-known proverbs, what does haste make? What is the root of all evil? And don't talk the talk if you can't do what? So for 3 points, according to the well-known proverbs, what does haste make? What is the root of all evil? And don't talk the talk if you can't do what? 3 points out, 1 point for each. Okay, question number 7. Question number 7 is going to be a spelling test. Spell the word, and don't cheat on this one, spell the word exaggerate correctly. Spell the word exaggerate correctly. I'm sure most of you will be fine, but as always, there's no shame if you get a question wrong. But spell the word exaggerate correctly. For question number 8, you get 2 points if you get it exactly right, and 1 point if you're either side of the correct answer, because this is one of those name the year questions. So you get it exactly right, give yourself 2 points. If you're 1 year either side, you get 1 point for being close. So question 8, the Apple Computer Company is founded. The Concorde makes its first commercial supersonic flight, and James Callahan becomes Prime Minister. Name the year. It all happened in the same year. Okay, so name that year, and 2 points if you get it exactly right, 1 point either side if you're close. 1 point if you're 1 year either side, I should say. Right, question number 9 now. Question number 9. What do the letters in Einstein's equation E equals mc squared represent? You get 3 points, again 1 point for each correct part that you get correct here. What do the letters in Einstein's equation E equals mc squared represent? 1 point for each correct letter. It's one of those things, you hear it quite a lot. You probably heard it a lot over the years, but do you know what those letters stand for? Question number 10 then is for 2 points. The car manufacturer named Saab has its headquarters in which country, in which city? The car manufacturer named Saab has its headquarters in which country and in which city? 1 point for each again. One point for each correct answer. Question 11. Question 11 is about famous gangsters for 3 points. What were the nicknames of the gangsters named Al Capone, Benjamin Siegel, and Charles Floyd? What were the nicknames of the gangsters named Al Capone, Benjamin Siegel, and Charles Floyd? Four more questions left in this round then. Question 12 is a multiple choice question. Can you visit the village of Broken Wind? Yes, really. Can you visit the village of Broken Wind in England, Ireland, Scotland, or Wales? Can you visit the village of Broken Wind in England, Ireland, Scotland, or Wales? Choose one. Where do you think that could be? Okay, question number 13 then for 3 more points. Question 13 now. Which 3 nations produced the most cars in the world in 2018? Which 3 nations produced the most cars in the world in 2018? You don't have to put them in order, just have a guess. In 2018, which 3 nations produced the most cars in the world? I will tell you the order they came in, but you don't need to put them in order. Question number 14 is for 3 points. What are the more common names for your mandible, clavicle, and scapula? What are the more common names for your mandible, clavicle, and scapula? We're coming up now to question 15. I'll give you another few seconds to think about that one, but let me know in the comments which ones you want repeated. I know there'll be some of you, as always, that are talking amongst different households whilst you're both watching, or whilst you're all watching. So I'll give you a moment to think about that and let me know what questions you'd like repeated in the comments. Question 15 is for 4 points. 4 final points in this round. What are the nicknames of the 4 major awards presented annually in the USA for the best in film, television, music, and theatre? What are the nicknames for the 4 major awards presented annually in the USA for the best in film, television, music, and theatre? So 1 for each. The major award for film, the major award for TV, then the one for music, and the one for theatre. So let me know which questions you'd like repeated. You've got a bit of thinking time now. I know I'm going through these, as I said before, going through these a little bit quicker than I normally would do. I do have a little bit of other exciting things to talk about, I guess. And of course my usual links and things to share, which I will do. But let me know if you'd like anything repeated, and I'll run those through for you. I know you're all probably going to want a bit of thinking time in general, so maybe you don't need one repeated, but you need to think about them. So I will give you that time, the time that I can. First thing I'll share with you then will be the usual link for Secret Santa 365. If you'd like to support anything I do here, you can do so by donating to Secret Santa 365. All the information you need about the charity they are and what they do can be found on the link I'm sharing. And of course, if you also look them up on Facebook. So I'm just going to put that link in the comments now. It is in the description, as is the other link I'll share later on, as is anybody that is on my Patreon at the £5 or £10 level. You will find your names there too as a thank you. It's called having a producer or executive producer credit of the show, because that's effectively what you're doing by contributing in the way you do. So your names will always be in the description for as long as you are a Patreon member of mine at those levels. Thank you very much for your support. And we'll do some shout outs as well, I think, for Patreons in a bit too. Any repeats at all for that round, or was that a good pace and you feel like you don't need any repeated, which would be absolutely fine either way, because then I can go through the answers for you. But yeah, there's the link for the charity, Secret Santa 365. Very important work they're doing, and they recently got nominated for some awards as well. I don't know if you saw that, I shared that on the Facebook page. Courtney, who founded the charity, has been nominated for some local awards for the work she does, which is amazing recognition. So really proud of her for that. Okay, I'm not seeing any repeats coming in, so I'm going to run through the answers then. Mark your own scores, and then once you've marked your own on this one, we can then see how well you did, because then you can put your team names and your scores in the comments if you'd like to, and then we can, as I said before, celebrate with those who do well and commiserate with those who don't, but don't worry. And you don't have to share them if you don't want to. Entirely up to you. Question 1 then was, which human names can be used to describe female, male, and the young of kangaroos? So for the male, it is Jack. For female, it's Jill. And the young of a kangaroo is Joey. Question 2. The American state that produces the most oil per annum is Texas. Question 3. The two words that combine to create the word prissy is prim and fussy. Prim and fussy for 2 points. Question 4. The famous explorers Marco Polo, Edmund Hillary and Ferdinand Magellan are born or were born in the following countries: Italy, New Zealand and Portugal. Question 5. If the Prime Minister lives at 10 Downing Street, who lives at 11 and 12? 11 is the Chancellor of the Exchequer and 12 is the Chief Whip of the party. Question 6. According to the well-known proverbs, what does haste make? What is the root of all evil? And don't talk the talk if you can't do what? So we have haste makes waste. Money is the root of all evil. And don't talk the talk if you can't walk the walk for 3 points. Question 7. Spell the word exaggerate correctly. It is EXAGGERATE. I will put that in the comments just so there's absolutely no confusion over what I said there. That's how you spell it. Question number 8. The Apple Computer Company was founded. Concorde makes its first commercial supersonic flight and James Callaghan becomes Prime Minister. Name the year. 2 points if you put 1976. If you put 75 or 77, you get 1 point for being close. Question number 9. What do the letters in Einstein's equation E equals mc squared represent? For 3 points, it is energy, mass, and the speed of light squared. Energy, mass, and the speed of light. Any of those, you get 1 point for each. Question 10. The car manufacturer named Saab has its headquarters in which country and in which city? It is in Stockholm in Sweden. 1 point for each again. Question 11. The nicknames of the gangsters Al Capone, Benjamin Siegel, and Charles Floyd are Scarface, Bugsy Siegel, and Pretty Boy Floyd. So Scarface, Bugsy, and Pretty Boy for points there. Question 12. Brokenwind is a village that is in Scotland. It's actually in Aberdeenshire. So Scotland for the point there. Question 13. The 3 nations producing the most cars in the world back in 2018 were Japan in 3rd place, then the USA, and then China. So 1 point for each. Doesn't matter what order you put them in though, of course. Question 14 for 3 more points. The more common names for your mandible, clavicle, and scapula are your jawbone, your collarbone, and shoulder blade. And question 15, the nicknames of the 4 major awards then are Oscars, Emmy, Grammy, and Tony. So Tony for theatre, Grammy for music, Emmy for TV, and Oscars, of course, for film. There we go. There's the answers for that round. Tally up your scores. Let me know how well you did in that round with your team name, if you don't mind. And let's see how you got on there, guys. Let's see how it went. That is the potluck round. Round number 2 will be pop music trivia. So we'll do 15 more questions, but this time centered around pop music. So let's see how well you did then. Put your team names and your scores in the comments. Just the 2 of us. Here we go. There's a couple of scores. Just the 2 of us. Paul, Hollywood and Mary Berry got 23 points. Well done. Alex on his own there. The Welsh Ginger's got himself 5 points. Good effort, mate. Well done. And hopefully learnt lots of new things from that round as well. 20 points for Diva. Welcome along, Diva. I didn't think I saw any comments from you earlier on, but if that's your first one anyway, that's fine. Glad you could be here as always. 20 points. Walking on Sunshine got 27 points. Well done, Catherine, your team. 27 points. That's a great score. 20 points for Luke and Jane. Good effort again. Another good score. Very good. Keep those coming in. I'm just getting the next round lined up for you all. But I will keep an eye out. 22 for Let's Get Quizzical. Another good score there. Well done to Martin and Nicola. Right, yes, I think we're good to go then with the music round next now. Any more scores, please do feel free to put them in the comments. I'll still give you a shout out, but even if I've moved on to the next round, it's no problem for me to still give you a shout out. Team Bath there, I've got 20 points, another good score, well done. Okay, so moving on then to our pop music trivia round. Again, 15 questions, but keep the comments coming. So, 15 questions then in pop music trivia. The first one will be for 2 points. Okay, so 2 points for question number 1. Yeah, well done everybody. Keep those likes and everything coming in because they all help out the show. The more likes and the good emojis, reactions the video gets, the more people will get to see this as they're randomly scrolling through Facebook. So those things help out a lot. Thank you. Question 1 in our pop music trivia round. Which 2 acts duetted on the hit single called Up Where We Belong? Which 2 acts duetted on the hit single called Up Where We Belong? It is a random mix of pop music trivia, by the way. Any kind of time period of pop music kind of counts, in case you're wondering. But there's obviously a lot of history to choose from with these music rounds, so it might seem like there are a lot of them are outside of your remit of knowledge when it comes to music, if you like your music. But there's a lot of different decades of music to cover, so don't worry. I'm sure you'll all know at least one thing in this music round. Let's see. Question 2. Which pop star had an album hit with Back to Bedlam in 2004? Which pop star had an album hit with Back to Bedlam in 2004? Okay. Question number 3 then is your first 3-pointer in the round. And we're going back to the 60s for this one. Which acts had the best-selling 1960s UK hit singles called The Leader of the Pack, Sugartown, and Wild Thing? In the 1960s, which acts had the best-selling UK hit singles called The Leader of the Pack, Sugartown, and Wild Thing? So for 3 points there, Leader of the Pack, Sugartown and Wild Thing in the 60s. Who had those hits? Question 4. What was the title of Boyzone's first UK #1 hit single? What was the title of Boyzone's first UK #1 hit single? That was number 4 in our music round. Question number 5. Which song by which act charted worldwide when the film called Spectre came out? Which song by which act charted worldwide when the film called Spectre came out? Right, number 6 then, question number 6. On to the 1970s now for our 3-pointers. Question 6, which acts had the best-selling 1970s singles called Blockbuster, Miss You Nights, and Hocus Pocus? Which acts had the best-selling 1970s singles called Blockbuster, Miss You Nights, and Hocus Pocus? 1 point for each again on that one. I'll say those 3 again then. Blockbuster, Miss You Nights, and Hocus Pocus. Who had those best-selling 1970s singles? Question number 7. What was the title of Joe McElderry's debut hit single following his X Factor win? What was the title of the X Factor winner's Joe McElderry's debut hit single? Just at the halfway mark of the round now, we're moving on to question number 8. Which act made the top 20 UK singles chart first between Supergrass and Radiohead? Two local bands to where a lot of us are from, a lot of the regulars at my quiz, across the Oxfordshire area. Which acts made the top 20 UK singles chart first between Supergrass and Radiohead? All right, question number 9 for 3 points. Which acts had the 1980s hit singles called Material Girl, Joe La Taxi, and Every Time You Go Away? Which acts had the 1980s hit singles called Material Girl, Joe La Taxi, and Every Time You Go Away? For 3 points. Material Girl, Joe La Taxi, and Every Time You Go Away. Question number 10. By what name is the pop star born Stefani Germanotta better known? By what name is the pop star born Stefani Germanotta better known? Massive, massive pop star. Modern pop star. In case you needed a little bit of an extra clue, Stefani Germanotta. Question 11 then will be for 3 more points. What were Duran Duran, Eagle Eye Cherry, and the Brotherhood of Man trying to save in the UK singles charts? So they all released songs with save in the title. So what are those titles? For Duran Duran, Eagle Eye Cherry, and the Brotherhood of Man, what were they trying to save in the UK singles chart? 1 point for each. On to question number 12 now. 3 more points for number 12. Loads more points up for grabs as well in this round. All the remaining questions will be multiple point questions. So for question 12, which 3 acts had the best-selling 1990s hit singles called Without You, Linger, and Fly Away? Which 3 acts had the best-selling 1990s hit singles called Without You, Linger, and Fly Away? Question number 13 is going to be a lyric, and you have to name the artist and title from the lyric that I read out. I'm going to read you the opening line of a song. A very, very popular, relatively modern song. I'll narrow it down that much. So question 13, when your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off your feet, is the opening line to which original hit single by which act? 2 points here, 1 point for the title, 1 point for the artist. When your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off your feet, is the opening line to which original hit single by which act? So question 14 and 15 are both for 3 points. Question 14, the Dominoes, the Bunnymen, and the Boys, with a Z at the end, were whose backing bands? The Dominoes, the Bunnymen, and the boys were whose backing bands? 1 point for each correct answer, as always. Let's see how well you do with that one. The Dominoes, the Bunnymen, and the Boys were whose backing bands? Okay, question 15 and the final question in the music round this evening is which three acts had the best-selling naughty singles called Boys Will Be Boys, I Knew You Were Trouble, and Rude Boy? Which three acts had the best-selling naughty singles called Boys Will Be Boys, I Knew You Were Trouble, and Rude Boy? That's the last question in the pop music trivia round. One more round to go after this, and that'll be food and drink. Does anybody need a question repeated, though? Please do let me know. What questions could I repeat for you before we move on? And we'll go through the answers again. We'll do the team scores. What I will do, though, whilst I wait to see what any repeats there are, I'm going to share with you my new link. If you want to find me anywhere across social media, the link will be in the description, or a link will be in the description. The one I've shared there is my new link, though, which is called a beacon. And a beacon link is essentially the same thing, just a better format, a better style. I must put it in the description, actually. I keep forgetting to change it over. But it lists everywhere you can find Big Quiz Night In and all the ways you can support me and what I do here personally. So yeah, and you'll also get to see one of my TikToks in the bottom of the list as well. Even if you don't have the app itself, you can see what one of my TikToks is like, one of my more popular ones that I posted, to give you an idea. So you just scroll to the bottom of that link and you'll see one of them and see how you do. But yeah, it's got all the links you need to support me and what I do here. One thing that's not on there, which isn't technically supporting Big Quiz Night In, but is something I talk about occasionally, is the fact I've got a load of golden tickets from Beer 52. They keep sending them to me because I keep managing to find homes for them. So if you are over the age of 18 or know somebody that is, and would live in mainland UK and would like to get free beer, because let's be honest, lots of us do like free beer, all you need to do is message me privately on Facebook or however you can contact me, however you want to contact me. Say you're interested and I will need your email address. All I'm going to do with that email address is put it into the Beer 52 website in my account, just like anybody else could if you had an account with Beer 52, and send you what they call a golden ticket. And that means that you can have delivered a free crate of craft beer. I had our one delivered today, which is why I'm reminded of it. If you want to then stick with them because you like it, you can then pay a monthly fee and you get sent this beer every month. And you always get sent different craft beers from around the world. Saves you having to go out to the shop and buy them once a month if you wanted to do that kind of thing. And I just get loyalty points in return, so that's why I'm offering it to you. It's no different to sharing any other kind of voucher, but it is, because it's through this, it's a golden ticket. Normally you have to pay for delivery. You don't have to pay a penny. Okay, totally free crate of beer, and then you can just close down your account after that on the website. Dead easy, and you've got a free crate of beer for nothing. Literally nothing. So if you're interested, send me a message, and then I'll get it sent out to you. Have we got any requests in for repeats again? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. You all must be doing very, very well with this one. Let's go through the answers then, guys, because I've waffled on enough. You had plenty of time. I think you just needed that thinking time as always, so thank you. So, question number one. The two acts that duetted on the hit single called Up Where We Belong are Joe Cocker and Jennifer Warnes. 1 point for each. Question two. The pop star that had an album hit with Back to Bedlam in 2004 was James Blunt. Question three. Which acts had the best-selling 1960s UK hit singles called The Leader of the Pack, Sugar Town, and Wild Thing for 3 points were the Shangri-Las, Nancy Sinatra, and the Trogs. I knew somebody called Trog, and he and his mates had no idea that there was once a band called the Trogs. And every time this came up in the music round at the quiz all those years ago, they forgot or were surprised to learn it was indeed the Trogs. And then they laughed at him more because it was his nickname. It was totally unrelated. Question 4. What was the title of Boyzone's first UK #1 hit single? It was Words. Question 5. Which song by which act charted worldwide when the film called Spectre came out? Yes, the James Bond film, Spectre. It was The Writings on the Wall by Sam Smith for 2 points. Arguably one of the worst Bond themes. Or is that a controversial opinion? Yeah, I'm not a fan. I like the film, it's fine, but yeah, not a fan of that song. Question 6. Which acts had the best-selling 1970s singles called Blockbuster, Miss Unites, and Hocus Pocus? The Sweet, Cliff Richard, and Focus did Hocus Pocus. Question 7. What was the title of the X Factor winner Joe McElderry's debut hit single? That was The Climb. Question 8. Which act made the top 20 UK singles chart first between Supergrass and Radiohead? With 1992 compared to 1994, Radiohead were first. They weren't the best of the two. Another controversial opinion, but there you go, that's just me. Radiohead was the answer. Question 9. Which acts had the 1980s hit singles called Material Girl, Joe Le Taxi, and Every Time You Go Away? So Material Girl was by Madonna, Joe Le Taxi was by Vanessa Paradis, and Every Time You Go Away by Paul Young. Question 10. The pop star known as Stefani Germanotta is better known as Lady Gaga. Question 11. What were Duran Duran, Eagle Eye Cherry, and Brotherhood of Man trying to save in the UK singles charts? Right, these are all good songs. Duran Duran had Save a Prayer, Eagle Eye Cherry had Save Tonight, and the Brotherhood of Man, Save Your Kisses for Me. Question 12. Which 3 acts had the best-selling 1990s hit singles called Without You, Linger, and Fly Away? So Without You by Mariah Carey, Linger was by the Cranberries, and Fly Away by Lenny Kravitz. That's a good song. Question 13. When your legs don't work like they used to before and I can't sweep you off your feet is the opening line to which original hit single by which act? It is Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran. So 2 points if you got that one correct. I got no idea what's going on in there, but they're laughing their socks off. Anyway, where was I? Number 14. The Dominoes, the Bunnymen, and the Boys were whose backing bands? It is Derek and the Dominoes, Echo and the Bunnymen, and Heavy D and the Boys. For 3 points again. Question 15 for the final 3 points. Which 3 acts had the best-selling noughties singles called Boys Will Be Boys, I Knew You Were Trouble, and Rude Boy? For 3 points, it is the Ordinary Boys, Taylor Swift, and Rihanna. So tally up your scores. Let me know if you need me to repeat any of those for you. And let's see how well you did in that round. And then we can move on to the food and drink round, guys. Food and drink round. So let's also see what other exciting news I can share with you, if anything. I wonder. Let's go to... So for those of you who don't know, some scores coming in, that's good. Keep those coming. Latest thing on TikTok was that my account crossed 2,600 followers now. That's the latest milestone hit, another 100 up. So that's exciting. But I am also, I've got my first collaboration with another TikTok content creator coming up. And I haven't really mentioned this over on TikTok. But there is an account there who specialises in Olympics knowledge and does a great account where every day they're posting new content about the Olympics coming up in Tokyo. And we both follow each other's accounts, both like each other's work. And I'm going to be doing some live TikTok duets, which means we'll both go live at the same time on our own accounts together. And we're going to be doing an Olympics quiz over on TikTok. That's going to be, I think the 1st, I think the 1st of July or something around that time. I'll talk about it a lot more closer to the time. It's a way off yet. But that's going to be an Olympics special where we'll just do trivia from the Olympics, and anybody can join in the comments if you had TikTok. But if you do, I'm also going to be doing more duets with that person for quizzes in general, so that I've got somebody to talk to while I'm doing those quizzes. We're both going to be on camera together, but also everybody can go in the comments and try and help that person out in trying to get the right answers as well. So it's a kind of like what we do here, but it's like a one-on-one quiz, but this person I'll be duetting with can also look in the comments, and you can all chuck comments in and try and help them out and see how many points they can get. And hopefully that'll start to get the ball rolling and maybe become more of a thing I can do with other content creators and other people that want to do that kind of thing with me. So that's quite exciting. I will let you know when the first one's going to be. The Olympic special will be, I think it's the 1st of July we're going to do it, because when is the Tokyo Games? It's later on in the month, isn't it? Tokyo Games, they're going to be 23rd of July to the 8th of August, the Olympics will be. Yes, so it is the 1st of July, give or take. Might be the 4th. Anyway, I'll let you know. But it's going to be the first few days in July we're going to do it. And that's the Olympic special. But in the build-up to that, we're going to do some other lives just on general trivia stuff. So again, keep an eye out for that. It'll be really good fun. Great to see you joining in with that. And yeah, good idea, Chris. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Andy. Yeah, I will give you a warning. It will... Yeah, the ad hoc ones will be on the Tuesdays, probably before I go live here. But the Olympics one will be on its own night to make more of a thing of it. Yeah, it will be fun. Thank you. Yeah, cheers for that, Vernia. Right, so your scores for that round. More on that in a minute. So scores for that round. Diva's got 18 points. Just the two of us, Paul Hollywood and Mary Berry, have scored 23 again. That's a good average. 19 points for Luke and Jane, well done. Walking on Sunshine, I've got 12. Side note, I love that song, Walking on Sunshine. Brilliant song. 19 points for Let's Get Quizzical. 20 points for Britzillians. A poorly 9 for Team Bath. Oh no. And that's it for the scores for that round so far. No problem. If any of you struggle with that one and haven't put scores in, don't worry about it. Honestly, it's fine. Just for fun, and hopefully you've learned something new about lots of great music over the years. So your last one then is food and drink, guys. Here we go. 15 questions again. Food and drink. Question number 1. Which fruit is added to champagne to make it a Bellini? Which fruit is added to champagne to make a Bellini? That's question number 1 for you. The fruit that is added to champagne to make a Bellini. Question 2. Mozzarella cheese traditionally comes from which animal? Mozzarella cheese traditionally comes from which animal? Question 3 is going to be your first 3-pointer. Question number 3. If the celebrity chefs' surnames are Stein, Mosiman, and Craddock, what are their first names? If the celebrity chefs' surnames are Stein, Mosiman, and Craddock, what are their first names? Mosiman, Mosimann, if that made any difference to you. What are their first names? Just on that Olympics thing, one of the things I'm doing every day is posting an Olympics trivia question every day, on a different event that you can see at the Tokyo Games as well. So in amongst all the other requests and other trivia that I post in my daily videos, and I do between 3 and 5 a day. At the moment I'm doing 3 a day. One of them will always be an Olympics one, and I'm doing like one about each event. So yeah, that's been quite fun. I've been learning a lot doing this, learning a lot myself, not just educating other people. It's been really good, really fun for me too. Question 4. Which member of the ginger family is used to colour curries? Which member of the ginger family is used to colour curries? Okay, number 5 then. Question 5. What would a chef do with a mandolin? What would a chef do with a mandolin? That's question 5. What would a chef do with a mandolin? Question number 6, just for 1 point again. What would you have in your glass if you ordered a Virgin Cuba Libre? What would you have in your glass if you ordered a Virgin Cuba Libre? This is an interesting question, actually. A Virgin Cuba Libre. What would you have in your glass if that's what you ordered? Probably get strange looks as well. Even if it was the kind of place where you would order something along those lines. But what would you have in your glass if you ordered that? Question 7 is for 3 points. What are the 3 main ingredients in a Harvey wallbanger? What are the 3 main ingredients in a Harvey wallbanger? Oh, all this talk about cocktails is making me thirsty for one. I've got nothing in to have one. That's no good. And I've been so busy today. I got all this beer 52 delivery later on. Haven't put any in the fridge. I'm not going to have a warm beer. Nobody wants that. Oh well. Question number 8 for 3 more points then. Back onto food for this one. What types of food are a chanterelle, a jonagold, and a bartlett? 3 different types of food, okay? What types of food are a chanterelle, a jonagold, Jona gold, and a bartlett? Chanterelle, jonagold, and bartlett. What types of food are they? Okay, question number 9 now, just for 1 point. What is typically measured on the Scoville scale? What is typically measured on the Scoville scale? Connected to food and drink, obviously, as per the name of the round, in case you're getting confused with any other kind of scales. What is typically measured on the Scoville scale for question 9? All right, your next question is question number 10. What are bourbon, sake, and tequila distilled from? What are bourbon, sake, and tequila distilled from? That's the point, actually. We did buy some sake the other day to give it a try. Probably not a good idea on a school night. Who am I kidding? Yeah, Chrissy randomly bought it the other day. So we have got some of that in. Never had it before, mind you. But what's it distilled from? Bourbon, sake, and tequila. Question 11. What does the name Monge 2 translate into English as? Don't ask Del Boy. For those of you who've seen that. There's an Only Fools and Horses reference, considering we've got a picture round coming up with some of that in later on. That's convenient. I chose that round to go with this one. Completely random as well. But yes, what does the name Monge 2 translate into English as? Your next question will be a 3-pointer. Question number 12. What would you be eating if you ordered calamari, escargot, and roll mops? What would you be eating if you ordered calamari, escargot, and roll mops? 1 point for each. Again, there are 3 different things. What would you be eating if you ordered calamari, escargot, and roll mops? 3 more questions left then. Three more questions to go. Okay, I guess 2 more exciting little things to tell you, actually, I've just seen. Yes, okay. 2 more things to talk about after this, very quickly. So, question number 13. What name is given to the highly alcoholic, illegal Irish whiskey? What name is given to the illegal, highly alcoholic Irish whiskey? What special name is that given? Two more questions to go then. For question 14, which breakfast cereal was known as Tasty, Tasty, Very, Very Tasty? Which breakfast cereal was Tasty, Tasty, Very, Very Tasty? I do not agree with this statement at all, but I know there's people that do. Not for me personally. Okay, question 15. The final question is for 3 points again. Peroni, Red Stripe, Corona, and Chang beers. Actually, there's 4 there, but there's 3 countries, I think. Let me just check that. Peroni, Red Stripe, Corona, and Chang beers originate in which countries? Yeah, there's 4. Just not only 3 answers there. Let me just correct that. But we will keep it the same. So, Peroni, Red Stripe, Corona, and Chang beers originated in which countries? Obviously, we're talking about the Corona beer, not the other kind. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Peroni, Red Stripe, Corona, and Chang beers originated in which countries? 1 point for each. Okay, that's the end of the round then. So let me know again if you'd like any of these repeated. I can do that for you. So other 2 little exciting things to mention. I mean, exciting for some. I know one of you is going to be excited by this. But on the 8th of June to the 11th of June, the merch store will have another 15% off. I'm bereft of inspiration. I'd love to come up with a new great idea for a new design, but I just haven't had any time to put to it, I'm afraid. I really do want to put some new designs in the store. And even put time into maybe looking for a different provider as well to replace this one. I don't know. I do want to do something with it, but it's just not a priority for me right now. I don't have the time. Not enough hours in the day, but I love what's up there, and I'm so glad some of you do. And on the 8th of June till the 11th of June, you'll get 15% off everything in store. Okay? And so, yeah, that includes your t-shirts, hoodies, hats, masks, I don't know, aprons, bags, all sorts with 4 different kind of designs. There's 4 designs that are in the store at the moment. Link is what I've shared earlier on and in the description, all that good stuff. So do check it out, have a look. And if you want something in a different colour, just let me know, because I should be able to switch it and activate a different colour for you pretty quickly. So just drop me a message. That's that. Okay, no requests for repeats have come in again. So the other little thing I wanted to say then, before I go through the answers in this round and we will rush off whatever we got planned for the rest of our evenings, you'll know I've talked about the fact that we're all trying to find a house to move to. We think we've found one. So it's all very early days and we're not 100% by no means, but we have visited a house that we very much like and we would very much like to move to. And so we are in the process of keeping everything crossed and putting in a tentative bid, and this could be the one. And it's been a long time coming, believe me. Oh, I just wanted to share a little bit of excitement from this side, because it means that everything back here will change, and hopefully it'll all be done relatively soon after I get new technology, so I can bring bigger and better quizzes to you and things like that in the future. So I'm not going to say whereabouts it is yet. Not too far away, not a million miles away, but yeah, we've all got everything crossed that the next few days things can start moving. Well, not literally moving, but the ball's rolling, shall we say. So it is very exciting, yeah, because we've been renting for so long now, and this could be the first step for us to get on the property ladder. And it's a really lovely house. So yes, thank you for the comments. Yeah, it's a big deal, isn't it? Very exciting. Okay, let's go through the answers then, guys. Thank you for all your support as always. It means a lot. Okay, let's go through the answers, then I'll come through to the comments and we'll say our goodbyes. So question 1, which fruit is added to champagne to make a Bellini? It is a peach. Question 2, mozzarella cheese traditionally comes from which animal? That is a water buffalo. Question 3, if the celebrity chef's surnames are Stein, Mosselman and Craddock, what are the first names? They are Rick Stein, Anton Mosselman and Fanny Craddock. Question 4, which member of the ginger family is used to colour curries? It is turmeric. Question 5, what would a chef do with a mandolin? Slice vegetables. And very carefully too, because they're pretty sharp. You would not want to get your fingers too close to that. Question 6, what would you have in your glass if you ordered a Virgin Cuba Libre? It is a Coke. Cuba Libre is a rum and Coke, so a Virgin Cuba Libre would just be the Coke. I don't know why you would order it that way, but that's what it would be. Question 7, what are the 3 main ingredients in a Harvey Wallbanger? They are vodka, Guyano and orange juice. Question 8, the 3 types of food for chanterelle, jonagold and Bartlett are a mushroom. Chanterelle is a mushroom, jonagold is an apple and Bartlett is a pear. Question 9, what is measured on the Scoville scale? It is the heat of chilies. Question number 10, what are bourbon, sake and tequila distilled from? Bourbon is from corn or maize. Sake is from rice. It's a Japanese rice wine. And tequila is from the cactus or agave. Question 11, what does the name mange tout translate into English as? It means to eat all. Question 12, what would you be eating if you ordered calamari, escargot and roll mops? It is squid, snails and herrings. So 3 points there, squid, snails and herrings. Question 13, the name that's given to the illegal highly alcoholic Irish whiskey is poteen. Question 14, the breakfast cereal that was tasty, very, very tasty, apparently, Kellogg's Bran Flakes. Specifically Bran Flakes. Not for me, myself, but anyway. Question 15, Peroni, Red Stripe, Corona and Chang beers originated in which countries? They are Italy, Jamaica, Mexico and Thailand for 4 points. So tally up your scores. Let's just go through your comments whilst that's happened. Oh yeah, lovely messages for good luck. Thank you, Andy and Tracy. Fingers crossed for you all. That's good. Good luck. Thank you, Amanda. Great good luck from Catherine. Very exciting. Possible house. Yes, Diva. Very exciting. Gabby says fingers crossed. Moving to a quiz house. Andy says there will be a space for quiz. Yes. Hopefully it won't be the back of the kitchen as we're forced to in this house, unfortunately. Diva's got 21 points. Luke is also passing on good luck as well. Thank you. And great news, says Vernia. Fingers crossed. Lovely. Welsh Ginger's got 11 points. Good score, mate. Well done, Alex. Just the two of us, Paul Hollywood and Mary Berry, have got 21 points as well as Diva. Well done there. Luke and Jane, 19 points. 17 for the Back in Black gang. Good effort, guys. Good effort. That picture round's coming up as well, by the way. We'll be sharing that very soon. Horses for Courses. Good luck with that one. Do interact with that post so that you get a notification when the answers are posted a bit later on. Walking on Sunshine, 22 points. Guess what we spent lockdown doing? Enjoying food and drink? Cocktails, maybe? 22 points in that round is pretty good going. Well done. I think that actually makes you the outright winner. Oh no, 23 points. Martin and Nicola have come in there. 23 points. For Let's Get Quizzical. You've all done really well in this round, guys. Well done. Excellent stuff. Thanks, Chris. Great quiz. Tracy says, enjoy your virtual show. Hope you have a great night. Yeah, it's we're going to watch. He's not on yet. We're going to watch Newton Faulkner, who for lots of reasons is a very important artist for Chrissy and I as a musician, and the history of us being together and all that. So it's really cool that he's doing a gig, another one, albeit virtually. But yeah, the supporting act is finished, so I can go join in and watch the rest of it now with them, which is fun. The kids have stayed up as well for a bit longer. Okay, guys, any more comments before you go? Let me know. I will address them all appropriately, as I always do. I'm going to share that pitch around now, so keep an eye out for it. Have fun with it when you've got the time to. Yes, thank you for the messages. That's lovely. It's been a pleasure as always. Next time will be a little bit more relaxed and not quite so rushed, but I think you all managed to keep up very well. I'm impressed. Maybe I'll go through the questions this kind of quickly next time, but with a bit more chat in the comments, I hope, next time. 23 for Team Bath. There we go. Just got in there. Well done, Jenny and Team Bath. Excellent stuff. So keep an eye for the pitch round. Remember, if you tap the like button as soon as you see it, you'll get a notification once I post the answers to it in the comments of that post, which I will do a little bit later on this evening. And do give us a follow if you're on any other kind of social media platform, as I always say. Night, Chris, says Martin, and everyone have a good evening and see you all next week. Yes, let's say our good nights and goodbyes now. Thank you all for joining in. Really appreciate the ongoing support for what I do here, and I'm glad I could bring a bit of entertainment and joy to your homes. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you all same time next time for more of the same fun. Cheers.